G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. June 13, 2023. This is the Aussie US currency update. We're in a neutral positioning on our weekly, whereas we're broken up into a bullish scenario on the daily. And on the hourly, it's also neutral. So let's look at each of these. But we've also got a bearish divergence on the hourly, so we'll cover that in a minute. Let's look at these in detail. The triple moving average of the price chart, it looks like it's in decline still versus the CCI moving averages of the CCI 150. They're not quite aligning, so it's giving us a neutral signal after being bearish in the last couple of weeks. So primarily avoid going long or short, as a trend indicator on the weekly is not showing any bias. On the daily, however, it has broken up into a bullish scenario after being initially neutral, and it was bearish for a number of days. So that's also causing a bit of conflict against the weekly as well, but again, you can see there it's had a nice little rally in the last few days, causing this bullish bias. It also is approaching this ascending trend line, and that was drawn back there along those bottoms and throughout that range, and if it breaks through that, it may fall in this wedge, which is also descending along those tops. Now on the hourly, you can see there we did have this it's still in play. We've got a bearish divergence, and that's still continuing to the downside. So I'm just going to adjust all these indicators, and I'm going to delete this Fibonacci because now that needs to go to that new high. So this divergence entry didn't enact, meaning it needed to break below this channel for it to be executed or started. So it hasn't actually enacted. So we can actually remove that channel as well. So there's no harm done, but we are going to move that to the new high. And what we do now is we place a new target range. So for this to work, we need to see the CCI continue downward, and we need to see the price also continue to break to the downside. And before entry, we need to look at the price chart breaking below this channel here. So if it breaks below that channel, that's our entry point. And our target areas, let me just draw a new Fibonacci. So that'll be between that recent low to that recent high. See, our new target area will be our initial target, followed by that level there. And that first one is between a 23% and a 38% level, which is not a huge distance from our entry point. That is a secondary target area, the 38% to the 50% level. So there's no guarantee it's actually going to break down or even go into these areas. And it could even, if it does go in there, it could even go further than that. So I'll keep an eye on that. But for this to work, as I said, we need to see the CCI continue its downward trend, and we need to see the price also break below this channel. For this to fail, we need to see the CCI break above that recent high and make new highs. So in other words, this descending trend line needs to be an ascending trend line for this divergence to fail. And likewise, we need to see the price also break and move further to the upside. So I'll keep an eye on that. Now, in terms of trading according to the weekly and daily trends, as I said, if you're going to follow the weekly and daily trends, we only follow when the weekly and the daily are aligned. So you can see here more recently there were some shorting periods during those shorting periods as well on the daily, and that's where you would have taken short periods back here. And it was only at one recent long period back there, and that was around January 2023, and that aligned with those long periods there as well, and you would have taken those long entries there. So hence you would have avoided taking these drawdowns on your profitability. So in other words, we use average downs, we don't use stop losses, so you would have avoided taking that because that was showing only bearish signals on the weekly and the daily. So to understand how to trade this and other trading strategies more thoroughly, reference the links in the description below. Subscribe to my Patreon page, where we also scan stocks, currencies and commodities. Subscribe, like and share the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in a future video.